Lesson 12. Lesson 12. In this lesson, we learn how to use as, not as, enough, to, make and do. First of all, as, not as. The structure as is used to compare things that are similar proportion. The structure as is used to compare things that are of similar proportion. It means it is used to compare things. As we learned previously, we used comparative adjectives to compare things. As is also used to compare things. In this case, the first as acts as an adverb. It acts as an adverb that modifies the adjective or adverb that goes after it. It acts as an adverb. It modifies the adjective or adverb that goes after it. The second as can act as a preposition or as a conjunction. The second as can act as a preposition or as a conjunction. Part A. If it is used as a preposition, it will be followed by a noun or pronoun. If the second as is used as a preposition, it will be followed by a noun or pronoun. But if it is used as a conjunction, it will be followed by a clause. If the second as is used as a conjunction, it will be followed by a clause. For example, he is as cunning as a fox. He is as cunning as a fox. The first as acts as an adverb. It modifies the adjectives. It modifies the adjective comes after it. It modifies the adjective cunning. The second as is used either as a preposition or as a conjunction. We said if it is followed by a noun or pronoun, it is a preposition. If it is followed by a noun or pronoun, it is a preposition. But if it is used as a conjunction, it will be followed by a clause. Here, it is followed by what? By a noun. Therefore, the second as functions as a preposition. It functions as a preposition because it followed by a noun. Here, the first as in this construction modifies the adjective cunning. The second as modifies the noun fox. The noun fox. Another example. He drove as fast as he can. He drove as fast as he can. The first as acts as an adverb and modifies the adjective fast. The second as is either acts as what? As a noun, as a preposition when followed by a noun or pronoun. As what? As a conjunction when followed by a clause. Here, the second as is followed by what? By a clause. Is followed by a clause he can. He drove as fast as he can. Therefore, the second as acts as what? As a conjunction because it is followed by a clause. Here, the first as modifies the adverb fast. Fast here is an adverb. It's also an adjective, but here it is an adverb that modifies drove. It is an adverb that modifies drove. And the second as modifies the clause he can. Modifies the clause he can. In negative constructions, we use not as. Not as. Example: she is not as successful as her brother. She is not. We said we use not in negative construction, in negative statement. The first as acts as an adverb. It modifies the adjective successful. The second as is either acts as what? As what? It acts as what? As a preposition. If it followed by a noun or pronoun, it acts as a conjunction. When it followed by a clause. Here it followed by a clause. Therefore, it acts as a conjunction. In formal style, in more formal style, we use a structure less than. Less than. We said in the previous lesson, less than is used for comparing two nouns. She is less successful than her brother. It is comparative statement. She is less successful. This is what? This is an adjective. We said for two or more than two syllable adjectives, we use more or less for comparative form. For comparative form. Here it is a comparative form. She is. We have two objects. She and her brother. Two persons. She and her brother. She is less successful than her brother. It is more formal than not as. In English, we use a large number of idiomatic expressions with as. We use a large number of idiomatic expressions with as. Example: her hands were as cold as ice. This is a metaphoric. Her hands were as cold as ice. As cold as ice. The first as acts as what? Acts as an adverb. An adverb modifies the adjective cold. The second as acts as what? It followed by ice. Ice is a noun. Therefore, it acts as a preposition. These stories are as old as the hill. These stories are as old as the hills. This is also a metaphor. These stories are the first as acts as what? An adverb modifies old, an adjective. The second as acts as what? A preposition. It followed by the hills. Two and enough. Two and enough. Two and enough indicate degree. They indicate degree. They are used with adjectives. Number one, two means more than what is needed. Two means more than what is needed. More than what is needed. Two form. Two plus adjective or adverb. Two plus adjective or adverb. Or too much, too many plus a noun. Too much or too many plus a noun. Too much, too many plus a noun. We said we use much with what? We use much with uncountable nouns. We use many with countable nouns. Non-countable nouns, much. Example: it is too late to stop him. It is too late to stop him. Too plus an adjective. It is too late to stop him. Number two, Jerry was too young to watch the movie. Jerry was too young to watch the movie. Too plus what? Plus an adjective. There are too many people. There are too many people on this train. There is nowhere to sit. There are too many people. We said too means more than what is needed. Too means more than what's needed. There are too many people. It means there are more people than what is needed. There are more people than what is needed. Therefore, there is nowhere to sit. There are more than what's needed. So there is nowhere to sit. You have too much money. Give some to me. You have too much money. Much is used with uncountable nouns. Do you remember we talked about in the previous lesson? Much is used with non-countable nouns. Money is what is a non-countable noun. You have too much money. Give some to me. It means you have more than what is needed. Give some of your money to me. Number 2. Enough is used to mean sufficient. Enough is used to mean sufficient. We said to is used to what? To more than what is needed. To more than what is needed. Enough is used to mean sufficient. Enough form. Adjective or adverb plus enough. Enough plus a noun. For example, your clothes are big enough to fit me. Your clothes are big enough to fit me. Big is an adjective plus enough. We said adjective plus enough. The structure. Here, enough means sufficient. It means your clothes are sufficient to fit me. Your clothes are sufficient to fit me. You have done enough work. You have done enough work. You can stop now. You can stop now. Enough plus a noun work. Here also enough means sufficient. You have done sufficient work. You are free. You can stop now. Have you got enough money to buy me a drink? This is a question statement. Have you got enough money? Enough plus noun to buy me a drink. It means have you got sufficient money? Sufficient money. Not more than what is needed. We said to is used to express more than what is needed. But enough is used to mean sufficient. Sufficient. Not more than what is needed. Have you got sufficient money to buy me a drink? Enough is used in negative sentences to mean less than sufficient or less than necessary. It means when enough is used in negative sentences, it means less than sufficient. Here we talked about enough in positive sentences. It means sufficient. Sufficient. Necessary. What is necessary? But if enough is used in negative sentences, it means less than sufficient or less than necessary. For example, you are not working fast enough. You are not working fast enough. You won't finish on time. It means you work less than sufficient. Sorry. You are not working fast enough. You won't finish on time. Here enough means what? Here enough means less than necessary. You are not working fast enough. It means you are not working sufficient. You are not doing a sufficient work. Sorry, I have not got enough food. Less than sufficient. Less than what is necessary for everyone. I have not got enough food. We have not. Not enough. Not enough. It means less than sufficient. Less than necessary. Not enough of my friends are coming to the party. Not enough. Less than sufficient. Less than necessary. It means less than sufficient, less than necessary. Of my friends are coming to the party. Do and make. Do and make. Do and make are two verbs which frequently confuse students. Do and make are two verbs which frequently confuse students. Here we will learn about the difference between do and make and when to use each other. It means do and make are always or frequently they confuse students. And in this lesson we learn how to differentiate between them, how to not be confused by them. When do you use do? When do you use do? Do is used as follows. Do is used as follows. Number one, do is used when talking about a work, a job, or tasks. It means do is used when talking about works, jobs, or tasks. Note, they do not proceed any physical object. They do not produce any physical object. They do not produce physical objects. For example, have you done your homework? Have you done your homework? Your homework is work. We said do is used when talking about work. Done is the past participle form of do. I have guests visiting tonight, so I should start doing the housework. Doing the housework. Doing the housework. The verb do not produce any physical objects. When you do the housework, when you do your homework, you don't produce anything. You just doing the housework. You just doing the homework. I wouldn't like to do that job. I wouldn't like to do that job. The word do is used to talk about a job. As we said, the word do is used when talking about work, job, or tasks. Number two, do is used when referred to activities in general without being specific. It means do is used to refer to a general activity, not a specific. In these cases, we normally use words like think, something, nothing, anything, everything, etc. It means etc. Hurry up, I have got things to do. Hurry up, I have got things to do. The do here is referred to general activities, things. You don't know what. You just say things. It is general. You don't specify this. Hurry up, I have got things to do. Don't just stand here. Do something. Do something. Do something. Something is general. You don't know what to do, but do something. Therefore, here do use it to refer to activities in general without being specific. Is there anything I can do to help you? Is there anything I can do to help you? Here do is used to refer to a general activity. We said do is used to general activity in the case when there are the words think, something, nothing, anything, everything. When you see the words everything, anything, nothing, something, thing in a sentence, and the sentence is also contain do, you know the do here is used to refer to activities in general without being specific. Number 3. We sometimes use do to replace a verb when the meaning is clear. We use do to replace a verb when the meaning is clear or obvious. This is more common in formal spoken English. This is common in spoken. This is not common in written language. This is common in spoken language, not in written language. For example, do I need to do my hair? Do I need to do my hair? Here, do is replaced to brush. Do before replaced to do, it was brush or comb. Do I need to brush my hair or do I need to comb my hair? But they are replaced by the word do. Why? Because the meaning is clear. Do I need to do my hair? When someone say, do I need to do my hair, he or she means do he or she need does he or she need to comb her or his hair? Have you done the dishes yet? Have you done the dishes yet? Have you done the dishes yet? Here done means washed. The word washed replaced by done because the meaning is clear. Have you washed the dishes yet? It is replaced by done. Have you done the dishes yet? Have you done the dishes yet? The meaning is clear. Therefore, washed is replaced by done. I will do the kitchen if you do the laundry. I will do the kitchen if you do the laundry. It means I will clean the kitchen if you mow the lawns. If you mow the lawns. The word clean and mow are replaced by do because their meaning are clear. Remember, do can also be as an auxiliary verb. Do can be an auxiliary verb. Do can be an auxiliary verb for making questions in the present tense. For making question in the previous tense, here do is an auxiliary. Do is an auxiliary. Do you like chocolate? For example, do you like chocolate? Here, do is used as an auxiliary verb for asking question in present tense. Do you like chocolate? For more about do use in this case, see our page about do with does that we will be shared in the website Kurt Fairborn. The page will be later shared in the website Kurt Fairborn. Here we will be talking about do as a normal verb. When do you use make? When do you use make? Make is for producing, constructing, creating, or building something new. Make is for producing, constructing, creating, or building something new. We said do cannot produce any physical object, but make is for producing, constructing, creating, or building something new. It is also used to indicate the origin of a product or the materials that are used to make something. It is also used to indicate the origin of a product or the materials that are used to make something. For example, his wedding ring is made of gold. Made of gold. Here, made is used, it is the past form or past participle form of make. Make becomes made. It's irregular verb. Here, make is used to indicate the origin of the wedding ring. The origin of the wedding ring, or the material that the wedding ring is produced from, is made of gold. The wedding ring is made of gold. Is made of gold. The house was made of iron. The house was made of iron. It indicates the origin of the house. Wine is made from grapes. Wine is made from grapes. Made is used to indicate the origin of wine. Made is used to indicate the origin of wine. Wine is made from grapes. Wine is made from grapes. We also use make for producing an action or reaction. We use make for producing an action or reaction. Onions can make your eyes water. Onions onions can make your eyes water. Onion can produce an action or reaction. Here, onion can make your eyes water. Onions can make your eyes water. Onions make your eyes water. Here, onion produce an action or reaction. You make me happy. You make me happy. You produce an action. You make me happy. It's not my fault. My brother made me do it. It's not my fault. My brother made me do it. Made, the past form of made, is used for producing an action. Make is used before what? Make is used for what? For producing an action. Make is also can be used for plans and decisions. Plans and decisions. For example, he has made arrangements. He has made arrangements to finish work early. He has made arrangements to finish work early. Plan or decision. Plan or decision. They are making plans for the weekend. They are making plans for the weekend. It is used before a plan. It is used for a plan, for making a plan. You need to make a decision right now. We said make is used to talk about plans and decisions. To make plans and decisions. Make plans and decisions. You need to make a decision right now. You need to make a decision right now. We use make with nouns about speaking and certain sounds. We use make with nouns about speaking and certain sounds. For example, she made a nice comment about my dress. She made a nice comment about my dress. It is used for speaking. She made a nice comment about my dress. The baby is asleep, so don't make any noise. Don't make any noise. Don't make any sound. It is used when talk about a sound. Don't make any noise. Don't make any noise. Don't make any sound. I can use your phone to make a call. Can I use your phone to make a call? Can I use your phone to make a call? Make a call. It is using for speaking or certain sound. Don't make a promise that you can't keep. Don't make a promise that you can't keep. It is used for speaking. When you are talking about speaking, or promise. You promise when you are speaking. You promise something for someone. Don't make a promise that you cannot keep. We use make with food, drink, and meals. We use make with food, drink, and meals. I made a cake. I made a cake for her birthday. I made a cake for her birthday. She made a cup of tea. She made a cup of tea. Here make is used for producing something. I must go now. I have to make dinner. Make dinner. To produce. To create something. Here make means create. And it is a clear example to differentiate between make and do. Do cannot produce any physical object. Do cannot produce any physical objects. It means do cannot create or produce or make a physical thing, but the verb make can be used for producing, creating, and making something new or constructing. For example, I made or I make a cake. She made a cup of tea. I have to make dinner.